Hey everyone, this is Wei and welcome back. Let's do a quick sketch of one of my favorite actors, Toshiro Mifune, and I will be using a 6B pencil only. So let's get started and we'll talk about the process along the way. Alright, so let's sketch Toshiro Mifune. He's probably one of my favorite samurai actors, or actually actors of all time. If you haven't seen his movies, you should definitely check it out. I'm a sucker for samurai movies, so alright, so I'm using a 6B, and I'm just gonna try to stay loose because this is gonna be a quick sketch, and I just kind of want to capture the overall, the expression of this, the emotion, the anger of this, the rage, of this little screen capture, I guess, from the, and I'm not sure what movie is this from. And I saw most of his movies. I think the best one was like Seven Samurai, but I don't remember seeing this one. Okay. So right now I'm just very loose, just shading, trying to add reference points, and just go ahead and shading things that I see that are dark. And I'm just trying to make out those shapes. It doesn't necessarily, and at this point I'm trying to channel myself out, so I don't think of this as a face, because the minute you do that, you end up doing a lot of things that you normally do as a face, right? You say, oh, here's a nose, I'll do a line here, and here's a chin, and I'm trying to channel that out so that I want to just focus on what is it that I actually see, and if I spot those areas, like here it's darker, this line right here, and then it goes around it, comes down, then I could just shade it without having those preconceived notions, and sometimes those things are bad because it ruins, you end up drawing lines and that doesn't really exist. And I'll talk about that a lot more some other time. Okay, so I'm just gonna shade. I know this part is darker. I'm just trying to keep it loose. Sometimes I see dark areas, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm just gonna follow that. And also the reference is kind of like a screen capture from the movie, so there's a lot of motion blur. So I'm gonna try to capture that as well because I want to have this. I really love the emotion of this. Definitely don't want it to be just a drawing. So let's see. Am I in front? Okay. So broad strokes, 6B. All right. So here, let's see. I can just rough in a shape like this, and then I'll just go ahead and shade it darker. This is a little bit darker. Okay. This is harder here, and then there's some. I guess this is motion blurred. Okay, so I'll just do that. Darker down here, darker down here. So you see how I got that, right? Just turning my pencils and just laying it in. Hopefully I can get that kind of quickness to it. Here, dark. That's the top. Looks like he's wearing some kind of crown. I'm really curious what movie this is. I should do a little bit more research. But I just saw it and I thought it was so cool. It's like I was looking forward to doing, one of his portraits. Okay, so here's the clothing. Again, trying to channel myself out, even though this is some kind of plating. Lots of stuff going on down here. So especially with the folds. And I'm just gonna simplify it. I don't want to go too much into it. Here is, let's do in frame. Okay, there's that. So I'm trying to let my strokes do the shading and like creating this dark edge right here. Automatically created the shape, right? As opposed to me drawing this outline. So that's what I mean is that when you do quick stuff, you know, this is kind of stuff you need to do. Just kind of focus on what you actually see, and don't draw those things, but actually focusing on the forms, you know, the lights and darks. That's all it is, you know. And if you see those, then you can do it accurately. So I'm just kind of plotting in dark areas whenever I see them. Darker here, darker here, darker here, bulge here, darker here, darker underneath. And if I go in too much, and I'll use an electric eraser to get it back up. So blotch, see, dark, highlight here. Am I still in frame? Okay. I gotta check the camera once in a while. Okay, this is dark shape here, lighter here, and then little line there, another dark shape, and all this is dark. So I might not go that dark for now at least. There's a little white thing going on. I'm not sure what that is. All right, now I'm getting off frame. So this is kind of clothing that's been blurred. All right, so I'll just do one layer first, and again, it's a very dark area. Sometimes I don't want to, like, you know, make this area too dark. It might actually be nice to just kind of leave it, and you see a lot of drawings done that way. You know, wherever there's really dark areas, they would actually leave it light, and they shade around the edges like this. You know, and it's kind of like, it's more stylized, but it does work because, again, this dark area is not very interesting, you know, if you shade it all dark. But just as is, just as an example, if you leave it like this, it's kind of same as this, right? The value. So it in a sense, this is kind of fighting the face. So this is also not good because it's a little bit too light. So those are little things that you kind of have to work out, and those are that's what I mean by the artistic expression and composition and weight. So everything's the kitchen sink. It's really everything about art. So if it all comes together, then, you know, you can usually figure out some kind of a solution, and it's cool, you know. And sometimes you can, and then it's not as good. But it's okay, you know. We all start out somewhere. It's like, I'm not sure how I can do it either, but let's just sketch it and see how it goes. As long as it's loose, it's fun. All right, I'll just give it a little bit more shading here. All right, okay. So I'm gonna go back and let's work on the face, because I kind of like this looseness right here. But if you leave everything loose like this, sometimes you miss the focus. It's like if everything is loose, then you end up not seeing anything. All right. So the top is quite a lot of detail, so I'm gonna skip that for now. Let's move on to the face. Let's see if I can improve on this, because the face is really cool, especially the expression. And anger, it's you gotta pay attention, because if you don't do the eye shape correct, you know, then it doesn't look angry. And I got a great book on I think facial expressions, The Artist's Guide to Facial Expressions. That's like one of the best books I've ever gotten. You guys should really get it if you're gonna do any kind of portrait drawing, because it talks about how the face, expressions of the face, and how you can get a genuine expression as opposed to like a fake one. So it's an awesome book. Okay, so let's see, that's the eye. See that there's a little bit of highlight here on the cheeks, and those areas are kind of important to highlight. Stiffer line there, This is dark, this is dark, and it's got the beer. It's got the beer. So I'm gonna push it out. It's kind of sharp. It's a little bit too sharp. All right. This is darker. I think I made his upper lid a little bit too dark, isn't it? It looks like he's got eyeliner right now. But hopefully, as I darken up other areas, that eye right there won't look like he's got eyeliner on. And if he still does, then I just have to erase it out. This is dark. Darker. So broad strokes, directional, very broad. Trying to follow the flow. Normally I guess I can turn the paper, but I don't want to get in front of the camera. Dark, darker, darker. So I'm just kind of cleaning up a little bit. And the beer on this side is darker than this side, right? This is a little bit darker here, but this beer needs to be darker. Kind of looks like a pirate right now. All right. Okay. Teeth looks like I did it a little bit too low. So the mouth, correcting it. The tongue comes out. And the mouth is important too. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And I'm missing the eye. You see, this is what bugs me. This eye needs to go up. It slants upward. It kills the expression if it's not. That looks a little bit better, right? Yeah, and then anger, that's one of the things. The shape of the eye, this is lower here. Kind of like when you've seen the Hulk, like hulking out. This thing goes down. I think that looks a little bit more angry, right? Darker here, dark here, there's a highlight. Dark. Wish I had better lightness. But it's hard to correct at this point. There's only so much you can do because everything is kind of laid in already. But again, I don't want to kill myself over accuracy. Just kind of want to enjoy drawing this. And I just want to get the flow, the emotion of this thing. Okay. And then little details you can just kind of wiggle in. It'll give it, because it's really blurry, right? Everything's very blurry. And if you just kind of wiggle in some little lines and sharper lines, then all of a sudden it feels like there's a lot more detail than there really is. This is darker, darker, darker. I'm sure I missed some things, but overall I'm just trying to see the spots and lay it in. And if I look at it at another time, I'm sure I'm going to spot all these errors that I've done. That's what they say. You got to look at your drawing at hours later, even hopefully like another day, so that you're seeing it with a fresh eye. And that's one of the things I love doing. Is like, if I ever do any kind of drawing and then I'll wake up the next day, the first thing I'll do is I'll go look at the drawing, because it's like, how does it look, And when you see it with the fresh eye, it's amazing, the stuff you see. It's just so different from, what you're seeing when we're drawing right now. Okay. All right. Let me see. How does that look? Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I think if I were to go in I might, use like a 4B pencil and and add more detail here so that you really focus in on the eye. Maybe, yeah, but other than that, you know, it's the expression is there, right? I mean, it's not all that accurate, but you know, you feel the rage a little bit, perhaps. Maybe a little bit more teeth will do it. Just trying to correct for little things. So 6B, harsh strokes, more impressionistic in terms of the strokes. And this is my Toshiro Mifune drawing. And I'll definitely do more of him because he's got an awesome face. It's like, don't you wish you had that kind of face if you were a dude? Alright, I'm not going to beat it to death, you know. I might look at it again later and see what I can improve on. But for now, I think this is it. And yeah, just stay loose, you know, have fun with it. Give it a shot, see how it goes. And I will see you next time. Alright, wait, so I did improve on this drawing and I saw a bunch of little errors I had to correct, and I added a little bit more expression to this drawing, so I think it turned out a lot better than what I had before. So this is the final drawing, so hope you guys like it, and I will see you next time.